Yo, what is up, all you bojizzles of beyond the community, beyond the communists community, people? Anyways, the mulatto guy's back again, and I just want to say for what I'm gonna be talking about today. Usually in my videos, I'll have like pictures and stuff up on the screen, but for today, I'm gonna have probably little to no pictures up on the screen today because this video is going to be about spiders, which are my second biggest fear. And to be honest, I am too scared to go on Google to look up a picture of spiders. So, yeah. So anyway, this happened last summer, alright? So, last summer, I was with my two cousins, Nicholas and Nathaniel, and I went to go visit them down, like, an hour away from where I live. Well, we all met up and everything, and, we went to my Nana and Pop-Up's house, which is only, like, an hour away from where I live, but since they live in Kansas, it takes them, like, days to get there. Anyways, so we were there or whatever, and we were gonna hang out because we haven't seen each other for like a year. So we were when we finally met up and everything, then during the time there or whatever, we were gonna go, what is it? Not canoeing. We were gonna go like it wasn't white water rafting. It was like something with like canoes or something. It wasn't canoeing. I know that for sure. I forget what it was. Anyways, we were in like canoe like boats, and what happened was my cousin Nicholas and I Pop-Up, they were in one boat, and then me and my other cousin Nathaniel, we were in the other boat. So we figured, hey, you know, we're just gonna race to the end of the river or whatever, and we're gonna see who can get to the very end first. So we said, okay, that's fine. So happens, like, we start going, and it's actually pretty fun at first. It's kind of hard to paddle against the waves because you might know how that is, but for the most part, it was pretty cool. So we were going and everything, and then eventually there was like this huge bush, and we were like going straight into the bush. So then, like, I was like, shit, we have to turn the boat. So I was, like, trying to turn the boat and everything like that. And the next thing I know it, boom, we hit straight into the boat, or straight into the, bush. And I hear, like, all the leaves rustling around. And right at that moment, I knew there would be spiders. I am freaking out. I'm like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. I'm, like, trying to, like, freaking, like, scrape the spiders off me. I didn't see any spiders yet at this point, but I knew they would be showering onto me. So what happened is, we finally pushed ourselves out of the bush, and I'm paranoid right now. I'm like trying to like smack myself across the face, trying to like see if there's any spiders near me. So eventually the boat finally pulls back onto the river, and we're going down the river again. And I'm like all calmed down, and I'm like, oh, thank God. So then we're paddling and everything, and then I look across the boats, and I swear, no lie, there were 5 daddy longleggers, but they're along with their legs, they might have stretched out to be as big as my fist. 5 of them crawling straight towards me on the freaking canoe, and spiders are my second biggest fear. So honestly, what happened was, I was literally freaking out. I was screaming. I was like on the verge of crying at this point. So what happened was, they were coming. I was screaming. I was like, holy shit, holy shit. I was screaming and everything, and Nathaniel was like, dude, shut up. And I was like trying to freaking get all the spiders off and everything. Well, I wasn't trying to get the spiders off. I was too scared to go near. So they were like nearing me even more and everything. And honestly, this is the scariest moment of my life. I honestly was about to cry. Like, I saw them going up the boat and everything like that, and I'm like, I thought I was dreaming. I was like, I'm having a nightmare. I just want to wake up from this. So at this point, I literally started freaking out so much, I just jumped out of the boat. I freaking jumped out of the boat, and I was just swimming. I'm like, there's no way I'm gonna get back in there. And then some other people who were canoeing or whatever, they went by, and they're like, hey, you're supposed to be inside the boat. I'm like, shut up. And yeah, it was terrifying. So then eventually, I'm like swimming up towards, like, I had like a little life vest on or whatever, so I'm like swimming and everything. I come to the boat where my Pop-Up is on, and he's like, Eric, there's more spiders in the water than on the boat, you know. I'm like, what? So I start freaking out again. I climb back onto the boat. There's spiders in the boat. I jump back into the water. It's just a constant phase of me going onto the boat and into the water, on the boat, in the water, and it was really, really scary. So eventually, we just ended up switching boats, and then what happened was, this was probably the scariest part. So we were going, and like there was like a little tree, and we were like paddling. Well, the boat was going underneath the tree or whatever, and on one of the branches there was a huge spider dangling from one of the webs, from a web right above us. And I was like ducking down, like getting all low, like, oh god, don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. And this like freaking spider goes like right above my head. I freaking almost cried. And then eventually we were there, and we saw the very end, like the little, I guess I could best describe this as a dock. So we found the dock and everything. And like, before we even got there, I was so anxious to get out. I literally jumped out of the boat. I swam. I got up onto the dock. I get up. I'm like gasping for breath. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to do that again. And then like the one guy who was pretty much, I guess, supervising the entire thing, you know, getting all the people, getting all the boats back to the dock, he's looking at me and he's like, is everything all right? I'm like, there are spiders in the boat. And he's like, yeah, but they're only in the bushes. And I'm like, yeah, well, there's a shit ton of bushes. And that was honestly the scariest moment of my entire life. So yeah, I guess comment question of the day. I don't know if I should do a comment question because this is a community channel, but whatever. Comment question is, what is the scariest thing that has ever happened to you? And then is it, are you beyond the community peoples? See you whenever, penever, tenevers.